Shalom. We give all praise to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Okay, double honors to the elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel, people of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian descent that are faith-based. All right, here we go. A lot of things are being revealed and continuously to come out, pertaining to what's going on in the times we're living in. And the times we're living in is the end of this world, meaning it's the end of an era of this devil ruling. And with this devil going out, he's going to continue to control the narrative and give you his example, his excuse of what's going on. Where again, listening to these mainstream media, which is controlled by these heathens, they're pretty much going to continue to have you not knowing anything, man. Where we're telling you, and you were told to go to men of understanding, which are the Israelites, the prophets, man, to know what times we're living in and to know what's going on. But you're going to continue on seeing these heathens, keep you in the mind state of fear and in the mind state of guessing and keep you in that state of mind where you don't know, and can pretty much comforting you in what you know already, which pretty much the world is pretty much stuck on stupid and not knowing anything, as far as doctrines is concerned, as far as fables is concerned, giants and reptilians and shapeshifters and, pretty much listening to these people, they've already programmed you to be there, lost without the truth. So they're comforting you by coming at you with, with this. Let's wait for the government to disclose this. Let's wait for the government to disclose that. We don't know what they are. We don't know where they come from. Just listening to these people with this video, the example of this woman, and I think she's a part of the government somewhere, somehow, or NASA or whatever. I'm not sure. Well, again, these things is going to just continue on and continue on because they're built up and put in the positions that they're in to keep as a stumbling block. And you see Apostle Tahar just recently made a video, a Salakia. It wasn't Apostle Tahar, which he does mention it. It was Remnant Save 144. Made a video that, with what's going on with ISUPK and some guy that was with them, and the video was, I think the video was more like he doesn't even know that he's a stumbling block been laid before him, something of that extent, but a stumbling block. And not just the stumbling blocks coming from these false prophets, but the world itself, man, and the rulers and what the rulers gave you. They gave you teachers. They gave you, which these people are gatekeepers. They gave you the media. They gave you spokesmen that speaks for these officials and higher ups. These, and again, these people are pretty much set up to be stumbling blocks, and instead of just going to who knows and who was given the answers and the understanding, they continue on going to where, the people that got the money, the people that got the power, we don't have though we do have internet and YouTube, and we're able to upload videos, but they're unfortunately the prophets aren't popular in the world. And the prophets who are doing the Lord's work, who has the answers, and it's not what the world's looking for. They don't want to hear from the prophets because, again, we're considered nobodies, man. We're not even loved amongst our own people. Pretty much hated. We are hated amongst our own people. So the world continue on going to what they know. You know, the lost cause. This again, the media, and even going to the media, like we're considered alternative media, other than mainstream media. But people are so conditioned and so programmed to continue on looking for answers through the mainstream media, where the mainstream media literally is not the answer, man. They literally do not know from when you know, just from listening to it, you know. And hold on, and before I play this video, I want to get this real quick, just out of I like to do this before I get started. So I'm just going to look up a stumbling block. I mean, it's common sense. Well, it should be, because common sense really isn't as common as you think. There, look at that. Okay, let's grab a good precept here. Oh, 1 Corinthians 1 and 23, but we preach Yahweh Shai crucified, unto the Jews a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks foolishness. So they're going to continue on coming out with their alternative new, not their alternative mainstream media madness, man. Okay, let's do this. Let us therefore judge one another anymore, but judge this rather, that no man put a stumbling block or an occasion to fall in his brother's way. Exactly. Yes, David said, let this table be... Oh, that's more set. That's more fitting right here. And David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap, and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back alway. That's more fitting, and that's the spirit right there. You know, again, the majority of our people aren't looking for the truth, man, which the prophets have the truth. We have the answers to all what's going on. It's as simple as that. You know, it's as simple as that. Can't explain it no other way, man. You know? So the stumbling block, a movable stick or trigger or a trap, a trap stick, a snare. All right, and that's mainstream media, man. And without failing to mention, it's also the false prophets as well. But in this case here that I have, it's the mainstream media, where the mainstream media don't know. You know, they're always going to keep that that illusion, that mystery. You know, they want it to remain a mystery. They don't know anyway. So why speak on it or report on it? Why not just, and you know, the mainstream media knows. The elite knows who controls the mainstream medias, man. They know what's going on. A lot of them know it's that divine influence and intervention. It's that divine intervention that's going on. What's taking place around this world. Okay? Any impediment placed in the way and causing one to stumble or fall. All right? There you go. Okay, let me read through. Reply to Yahweh Shai Mashiach, whose person and career were so contrary to the expectation of the Jews concerning the Messiah that they had rejected him by their abstinency, made shipwreck of their salvation. Any person or thing by which one is entrapped, drawn into error or sin. And this mainstream media is straight up in error, man. Straight up in error. All right, so let's do this. Let's jump into this. Not gonna make this long because I'm having major problems uploading videos. You know, I can't even. I don't know what's going on, man. You know, I still haven't uploaded my video from the highways and the byways out there freezing which I shouldn't have been out there. And more likely, it looks like I won't be out there this Friday either. It looks like I'll be doing something at home. It's these freezing weathers, man. I mean, listen, Friday, my fingers literally were in pain. I mean, we've been through it before, but it's just something about now, man. Things is different. Things is different now, man. You know. So let's get back on track.
Non-human life forms that could be interdimensional beings who are visiting us. Can you just explain more to people at home what that might mean?
Yeah, so that's definitely a mouthful, but that is directly based on information that we've received from witnesses, also information that we have obtained and witnessed via...
So what are you talking about witnesses, man? We see chariots on a daily basis. You know, witnesses. What you mean witnesses? You know, we see chariots, they see chariots. Okay, we also witnesses. You see how they use these words and as if they know something that we don't know, you know? And though they may have this technology, the technology to actually get close up viewing the chariots, there's been Russian witnesses as far they're part of their military, their government, that said they were black men. You know, there's been I'm not sure which organization they were part of here in Babylon, who testified, said they were black people. They were black men, dark-skinned men. You know, so they're going to continue on beating around the bush, you know, and keep the people wondering and guessing. Because for them, it's good for media. It's good for views, you know, and they want to keep that illusion that Esau knows something. That's just like they like you to think that Esau has something like power, unlimited power and weapons and, you know, but they want you to think that they know everything. When all they know is that they are the angels of the Lord, which are black men, and that's as far as it goes, man. And their elites know as well that their ending, that's how their end is going to come. You know, when our Lord returns with when He returns with the angels, man. You know, but again, they just want you to think that Esau knows it all. Esau knows it all. Where they don't know no more than really than the average jackass, man, here in Babylon. These stupid jackasses. And you know what? That was your boy Gordon Maxwell, the author of Behold the Pale Horse, that said that Americans are stupid. The people here they're stupid. Because they have to be stupid to see what's going on here in Babylon and sit back and do nothing, man. But that's the spirit of the Lord, man, that He's going to eventually get their lazy, scared, docile asses out there and fight any damn way. That's a hell of a curse that's coming for these devils. That's hell of judgment that's coming for these devils, because they don't want to fight, man. But they're going to get their fat, lazy asses, scared, docile asses in that position. They're going to have to get out there and fight, man. The worst is prepared for this place.
Our investigations. There's some stuff that I can't disclose of what I have immediately seen in some of these skiffs. But
so why even be in front of a camera then? If you can't disclose, there's some things I can't disclose. What? Huh? This shit it cracks you up, man.
That I can't disclose of what I have. Yeah, our investigations. There's some stuff that I can't disclose of what I have immediately seen in some of these skiffs.
What she probably seen was some fake aliens on an autopsy table. You know, she probably seen a video of fake aliens on an autopsy table. You know, this bitch ain't seen nothing, man. She probably seen a doctor performing an abortion, you know, on a fetus and dissecting it, or, you know.
But what I will tell you is this is not just some crazy conspiracy theory. Obviously, there's been massive reporting, not just in the United States, but around the world. And this is
reportings. And again, these heathens, man, as the scripture says, Can't go to these people for answers, man, because they don't know nothing. It says here, this is Baruch 3. Let me see where I want to start. For if thou hast walked in the way of the Most High, thou shouldest have dwelt in peace forever. Learn where wisdom is, where is strength, where is understanding, that thou mayest know also where is length of days and life, and where is the light of the eyes and peace. Who have found out her place? Who hath found out her place? Or who have come into her treasures? That's the elect only of his people. Where are the princes of the heathen become? And such as rule the beasts upon the earth, they that had their pastime with the fowls of the air, and they that hoarded up silver and gold wherein men trust, and made no end of their getting. For they that wrought in silver and were so careful, and whose works are unsearchable, they are vanished and gone down to the grave. Looking at the past world, past rulers of this world, man, who thought they were so great, where they were great in the eyes of men upon the earth, that had great things, that were great men, but still don't have this word, still don't have this understanding, man. And here they done came and went, as it's explaining. Others are come up in their steeds. Young men have seen light and dwell upon the earth, but the way of knowledge have they not known, nor understood the path thereof, nor laid hold of it. Because they're heathens, man, going about their own way. And that's on all levels, and it benefits them because it keeps everyone else stuck on stupid. Their children were far off from that way, from the ways of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It have not been heard of in Canaan, neither hath it been seen in Theman. Theman, that's the way of saying Teman, the Edomites, if I'm correct. The Agarenes that seek wisdom upon earth. Hold on just a second. So much madness. Okay. Agarenes that seek wisdom upon the earth, the merchants of Meran and Theman, the authors of fables. You see, I mentioned that earlier. The author of fables, which they the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who is he? Now the judges look like devils, man. Look like them. And with that, the truth changes as well. Those turn into fables. All these fables, man, cleverly devised fables, which again have become stumbling blocks for the world. Which again, the author of fables that bring to mind 12. There's Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. I'm trying to go quick so I can upload this. And this is pretty good example why Jake is gone, man. It's like, I don't know how that happened. Okay, let's get straight to the point. It says this, the word of the wise are as golds and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. And further, by these, my son, be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. It's going to continue to have you stuck on stupid. I like to word things my own way. Not knowing the truth, period. It's as simple as that. All right. So this is what's going on with these heathens, man. Control the narrative. It says, the author of fables and searchers out of searchers out of understanding. None of these have known the way of wisdom, or remember her paths. O Israel, how great is the house of the Most High, and how large is the place of his possession. Great and have none end, high and unmeasurable. All right. So we're here to tell you what's going on, man. And what's going on is let me grab one. Second Ezra's 9, Second Ezra's 9, Second Ezra's 6. He's beginning to visit the world which he made. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Growing up as a kid, I grew up in a big house, man. And we young and dumb. We played too much, man. We did things that knowing that it's worthy of an ass whooping, and that was my sisters, man. Till mom and dad get home. The time gets home, and my mom says she'll be pulling up. You just close. My sisters was ruthless, man. Yup, it's almost time. Your ass is in. You about to get your butt whooped. You about to get your butt whooped. And that's pretty much what we're doing, man. That time is drawing nigh that this devil is about to be destroyed, man. He's literally about to be destroyed. And that's all these people are reporting is just signs of our power, man. It's the signs of his coming. That's all they're speaking on. And that's all what's going on. There's no other way around it. And another thing is it's foolish and simple to even look further into it, because there's no way you can find out anything else other than what we're seeing, man. Other than what we're reading in the Bible and what we're seeing in the world. But other than that, the scripture says not to search out things that are too deep for thee, or something of that extent. It's not like, for example, leave the book of, we tell you to leave the book of Enoch alone. That's not our book, man. And again, and a whole lot of other books. Give me a second. Okay. So it says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And I will begin to make inquisition of them that they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of science shall be fulfilled. Okay, so let's do this. Hold on, because that's all that's going on, man. He's coming, and who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and all we're seeing is, all that is his, as it goes into, where's it at? Colossians here. This is beautiful too, man. This is actually beautiful. And the comparable Mashiach, who have delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sin, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible. All right, whether they be of thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him. And they're about to experience something that, they're not looking for it anyway. And that's the last thing they would imagine in their hearts, that what's going on is those angels and those things that they're seeing from a distance. They're witnessed by camera and close up or whatever, man. That's something that represents our salvation. Our salvation, us getting the hell up out of here, and this devil being destroyed and taken up out of power. That's what all that we see and all that's going on, man. That's the nutshell. Some things that I've seen that I can't disclose, like, huh? These people are crazy, man. They're crazy. It's the angels.
Is something that I think everyone kind of... saw some interesting stuff. And so what I'll tell you is that footage, the fact that it was dead drop to Burleson, I'm certain that there's more of where that comes from, and we are going to push for the declassification of stuff that we've seen, because I think the American people deserve to see it. But I think, you're never going to have the U.S. government admit or try to explain something if it's also somewhat not
They're
specifically
looking
pertaining
to profit off of what their works, man. They're reporting and things like that. And some things I want to disclose, and as if, like it's some bombshell. And how long have they been playing this goddamn game? Excuse my language. How long have they been playing this game, man? This whole, come on. She ain't no different than everybody else, man. They're talking about, they're going to disclose. They're going to, the American people deserve to know better. The American people don't even deserve to exist. Don't even deserve to exist. These damn devils, man. From a little baby devil, a redneck devil, a black devil, old and young, man. These people don't.
National defense. So if it's not tech that we've made not involving a foreign government, I think that you're going to see a direct statement from that. What's interesting, and I kind of went into this with Joe Rogan, is when we were talking to some of the witnesses, they don't call them extraterrestrial. They call them interdimensional. There's also this aspect of these things defined
visible and invisible. Angels and demons. Angels and demons, man. And as a matter of fact, angels and demons, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and spiritual wickedness in high places. I know I just roughly paraphrased that. There's a couple of scriptures I want to get. Ephesians. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High. That's the truth. That's the wisdom, man. That's the knowledge. So you don't have us out here guessing and making up shit that there's the Nephilim, giants, man, that they're monstrous looking, and they're finally digging up out of the mountains, and there's a crazy fable of the Nephilim were the ones released up out of the great rivers Euphrates. That scripture in Revelation, man, these people are bugged out, and they're continuing to have a lot of people that's bugged out with them. That ye may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all that, to stand. Okay? Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. With truth. All right? So let's do this. I want to get that wisdom of Solomon. Man, these angels and demons, man. Some strange times we're living in. These are some strange. I should just hit up apparition. Hope I didn't spell it wrong there. Give me another second here. Okay, so here we go. Wisdom is on 17. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. You know what apparition is? Or do I need to look it up? What was that, 17? No, it's all the way down to 15. were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions and partly fainted. Their hearts failing them for sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. So then whosoever there fell down was straitly kept, shut up in a prison without iron bar. That's that fright. When you see these images, when they see these apparitions, man, people will be going to be stuck. Just imagine these days that are soon to come. People are going to be stuck in horrible states, man. And not just the apparitions and the evil demons, the angels too, man. And the chariots, man. When they see these, it says that when they see it, they shall be uh, scared with terrible fear. What's that at? I think it is Wisdom of Solomon, isn't it? I can't remember where it is. It ain't one. It might be 3 or 4. 5. Then shall the righteous man stand with great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. Let me play this more. Troubled with terrible fear. Yep.
Saw some interesting stuff. And so what I'll tell you is that footage, the fact that it was dead drop to Burleson, I'm certain that there's more of where that comes from, and we are going to push for the declassification of stuff that we've seen, because I think the American people deserve to see it. But I think, you're never going to have the U.S. government admit or try to explain something if it's also somewhat not specifically pertaining to national defense. So if it's not tech that we've made not involving a foreign government, I think that you're going to see a direct statement from that. What's interesting, and I kind of went into this with Joe Rogan, is when we were talking to some of the witnesses, they don't call them extraterrestrial. They call them interdimensional. There's also this aspect of these things defying physics as we know it, and then you look into texts that were removed from the Bible, like the Book of Enoch, that actually specifically address.
They are interdimensional, and the scriptures tell you that the showdown is coming where there's going to be war with these interdimensional beings, which is the angels, man. Which is Yahweh and the angels. That is all, man. And let me get that. It's one realm. The scripture is one realm against another, which is also the Apocrypha. One realm against another. There's an E. There's an E at the end of that. Slocky. I'm old, man. Beat up and stressed out and wait a minute. I am really. It's A. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. 2nd Ezra 13 and 31. Okay. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. All right, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another. And you see these things as escalating more and more. World War III. All right, in the midst of World War III, man, so that's where Yahweh and the angels are going to appear. All right, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. So that interdimensional beings, they're coming from a different realm, and they're coming, and they coming to serve a purpose, man. They're coming to serve a purpose to destroy this devil.
Technologies, if you will, that were given to mankind or
Given.
of
That's
entities right. Not of human origin. non-human intelligence.
She don't
So
understand that.
these are all things to consider when addressing the topic, but based on what I've seen, not speculating, based on the evidence that I've seen, there's something out there. And based on what I'm saying is it's
No
not,
shit, Sherlock.
I think that it's along the lines of that video that you just saw.
Have they shown you? Okay, so
I have to be careful because I could get in trouble if I dive.
She can get in. She have to be careful. I can get in trouble. Well, listen to the prophets, man. Does that seem like a concern to us? It's not even a care, man.
Divulge what I've been shown in a skiff. So what I can tell you is I'm just telling you as me not.
So the people are going to continue on being dumb and blind till that day. When all is out in the open, when the shit hits the fan, they're going to see a lot. They're going to see the true horns of the so-called white man. They're going to see that, and they're going to come to the conclusion that it's who they call it's God. They're going to come to that conclusion. It's God. It's the Most High, man. It's going to eventually get to that point from what's going to be going on around us. So yeah, it's okay. Because that's really the worst case scenario that's laid out for these devils of Babylon, man. Not knowing and not knowing how to prepare, that they're going to go out the worst way possible that you can think of. With confusion of face, of just confusion, man.
Not specifically addressing skiff stuff, that they're real.
Oh shit.
And I'm not the only one. You just saw the Secretary of State in a documentary addressing
So what's the point of her making her through a 6-figure job, if not more? What's the point of her even being in front of a camera if she can't say shit? So you take your little simple hoeing ass home and learn a recipe book, because you're useless. See, this is the world, man. It put people in positions of authority and power, useless positions, man. People have useless jobs. These women I'm strong, independent, and educated, but you're useless. You're useless. And what is she? I have to again find out exactly what position this woman is. But you're useless. What's the point if you can't say anything? If you can't show anything? You stupid ass women. Just bend over. I'll take you on as a concubine. Just bend over, baby. I know how to deal with you.
It's a mindly.
I'm gonna close right there. From what I say, he's laughing at what I'm saying. Anyway, hope you're edified. Continue in prayer. Let's give all praise, honor, and glory to our power. Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rakakadash. Shalom.